phones in the
Kool-Aid
United
was
States?
some of what we're going to do. Yeah,
Are we going to make
we're going to be able to do it through more automation, and there's going to be plenty of jobs for robots, plenty of jobs for humans. I'm telling you, Laura, this is going to be a golden age. And the thing, like.
So yeah, there's going to be plenty of jobs for robots. Folks, this truly will probably be one of the weirdest videos I've ever made, because I never thought we would come to a point in America where people would be celebrating AI and robots taking over. But that's now what Fox News is doing. They're getting their crowd good and geared up and ready to gaslight them right out of a job and right into a new wave, I guess. And it's one of the craziest and weirdest things that I've ever seen, because for years we've heard Trump and we've heard Republicans talk about how we got to bring the jobs back. We got to make America great again. We got to bring it all back here. And now to hear them tell it, we're just going to be, all of us just going to be servicing robots. I'm going to show you a couple of clips from Fox News because it just keeps getting more and more outrageous. Take a look at this first one, and then we'll watch Jesse Waters try to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Like clothing manufacturing, that's tough to bring back. But what kind of manufacturing are you talking about returning here?
Well, you can't just give that away. See, what's going to happen is robotics are going to replace the cheap labor that we've seen all across the world. I mean, think of what our factories did. They went to the cheapest labor in the whole world, slave labor, cheap labor, the worst environmental conditions, polluting the heck out of it. And then we bring back those cheap products here and we feel good about ourselves because we don't see the pain. But
you see, I think even Fox News realized this one's going to be really hard to sell to our viewers, so they made Jesse Waters go back out there and say this. Take a look.
What Lutnick is saying, American workers are not going to be screwing in little screws to iPhones. He's saying the future is robotics. He's saying the future is AI, automation, and robotics. So you're going to have this massive high-tech manufacturing sector that's going to be building cars, airplanes, data centers, and you're going to need American blue-collar workers to service these robots, build the robots, and maintain them and operate them. If we're going to have ships, if we're going to have new weapons for the next century, that's the game.
And again, folks, this is exactly why you will never see me sitting and debating these MAGA influencers on these subjects, because this is everything that they stood against for so many years. They were all against big tech. They were all against every bit of this. But now that Elon Musk, Trump's biggest campaign donor, is now in charge and pulling the strings, they're getting them geared up and ready to believe in whatever it is that Elon tells them next. It's truly crazy to watch them just roll with this. And it's especially crazy to me coming from where I come from. I've told this story here on the channel before, but I know we got a lot of new followers. And I thank y'all so much for subscribing here to the channel. I know we're getting more and more every day, so there's a lot of you that's probably never heard this story. But when I was growing up in Bell County, Kentucky, my entire life I kept hearing about, they were telling us in school about an industrial park that was going to be coming to our part of the world. And there was going to be all sorts of opportunities for us when we got out of school. And they told us that Middlesboro, Kentucky would be as big as Lexington or Knoxville, or bigger. They said we were going to see growth like we had never seen before. It was going to be great. Just trust them, you know. We heard that our entire lives. And then they ended up going over and they built this really nice bridge across the river there, built it across, and then they go up the road and they built this really nice road back into the mountains where the industrial park was going to be. And one day they just decided to uproot and go somewhere else. And when they did, they just literally stopped building right there. So that's why it got dubbed the Bridge to Nowhere. Now, if you drive across that bridge and up the road, it's a really nice road, pristine looking road, and it just literally ends in the middle of nowhere. And now the only thing people do is go up there and take their four-wheelers and ride around and drink beer and smoke pot and listen to Skinner. You know, that's pretty much what the place turned into. That's pretty much the opportunity that we ended up getting out of all the promises that we got made. But I remember when that happened, I remember people saying, well, they're taking our jobs. They've sold this country out from under us. It's all went overseas. It all got sent away. All the jobs are being replaced by computers. I heard so many people complaining about all of those things. And now they're sitting back and they're gearing up to hand over their job to a robot, and they're okay with it. It really is crazy. And I was just sitting here as I was talking about this, realizing that years ago, I never released it, but years ago, I wrote a song called The Rich and the Robots. I think I'm going to have to go back and dig it up. I think I'm going to have to dig it up and shake the dust off of it and go ahead and put it out there, because that's what we're dealing with now. They got what they wanted. When they got Donald Trump reelected, that's really all they were going for. They didn't care about anything past that point. the authors of Project 2025 said we just got to get him through the door. Once we get him through the door, he'll do everything that we ask and everything we say. He will push our agenda. So that's what they wanted. Once they got him in, they knew that he would run with whatever they said next, and he is. So now that they've got him in the door, they can come out there. They don't need the voters anymore. So they're not going to care if they piss off their base. They're really not going to care. But what Fox News' job and Jesse Waters' job is to sit here and brainwash the viewers and trick them into thinking that they were for this all along. I don't see how that anyone could watch Fox News and just roll with it. Because to me, when I listen to something, if I let me just give you an example of what I'm trying to say. If I stumble across a new content creator on YouTube, someone who is speaking things that I agree with, well, I'm going to sit there and I'm really going to listen. I'm going to zero in on what they're saying, and I'm going to really enjoy what they're saying. And I may start sharing their videos with friends and saying, "Hey, I found a new creator. They got some really good stuff. Check this stuff out." But then along the way, if they begin to say everything the opposite, if they begin to turn and shift it, and then tell me that they never said it, I couldn't roll with it. There's no way in the world that I would ever be able to roll with any of that. I would say, wait a minute, hold on. I came here because I thought you stood for this. I came here because I thought these were your beliefs. What do you mean? Like, what are you saying now? Suddenly you've changed your tune? This ain't who you are anymore? So I couldn't roll with it. And I don't see how Fox News viewers do. I truly believe that there are people who lives in fear, and they will believe anything that Fox tells them. They'll believe anything that Trump says. They'll believe any explanation. And it's so crazy, like I said in the previous video, they will absolutely believe any outlandish story you could cook up about a Democrat, but they won't believe the truth when you show them about Donald Trump right in front of their face. You can show them exactly where he's lying. You can show them exactly where Fox News lied. You can go back and show them all the reels of them demonizing electric cars and all the reels and all the. I can't imagine the amount of time that Jesse Waters spent demonizing electric cars and demonizing AI and demonizing all this, and now he just rolls with it. And as far as people like Jesse Waters goes, he ain't nothing more than a paid puppet. I mean, Elon loves to talk about puppets. That's his favorite word to use. There's never been a bigger puppet than that Pee Wee Herman lookalike, and that's actually an insult to Pee Wee Herman. I apologize for that one. But Jesse Waters is nothing more than just a paid propagandist. I guarantee you, if you could be a fly on the wall and hear the meetings, he probably says to them, okay, so how am I going to spend this? This was kind of going to be hard because I've been out here saying the exact opposite for the last 5 years. So now how am I going to spend this? Oh, okay. I guarantee you they just sit around on the table and decide how they're going to, continue to push the brainwashing. It's truly sad to watch. It's truly disgusting to watch. But yep, now, hardworking people in my part of the world and hardworking Republicans all over the world, I guess they're just ready to service a robot now. I guess they're ready to just hand over everything to a robot. It just keeps getting more and more ridiculous, and we keep falling further and further into idiocracy, and all we can do is just pump the brakes as hard as we can and stand up against this extremism, stand up against the insanity, and continue to speak up and speak out. That's all we can do, because they're going to speak up as confidently as they can. They're on the wrong side of history. So we are on the right side of history. We have to speak up with even more confidence. But folks, I truly do appreciate y'all. I'm going to go ahead and stop while I'm ahead because I just have kind of got my voice back and I'm able to talk, and I'm actually enjoying it because it feels good to be able to talk and get through a sentence again. But I'm sure the more I do this, the more Substacks I'll end up having to write. So I enjoy that too. If you want to follow me over on Substack, I am over there. I'm writing pieces and I'm really enjoying it. And so I'll be over there. If I lose my voice again, I'll keep typing. And if something happens I can't type, I will somehow find a way in code to speak to someone who will do it. I will not stop. I'll never back down. I'll continue to stand up for what I believe in, no matter what I have to do. I will find a way to get it out there to you. So I really appreciate y'all's support, and y'all have a great one.